Hey viewers, and today we are going to be doing a small app for habit. My name is Roy, I'm a web designer. If you do find the content useful, please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, hit the bell. Let's make some projects, let's skill up, and let's get into the video. So we're going to be doing a very simple to-do app. It's a nice simple project. I'm thinking that this could even be an Electron app, which is a desktop app for the Mac. So if any developers wants to team up one day, let me know. And what we're going to build is a bunch of stuff. So a radio, button, emojis, a component, and then we're going to use variants to then have the different states of the radio list checkbox, and we're going to hopefully do a dark mode as well. Okay, so let's get right in, and we're going to straight away go with circle, and the size I'm going to go for is 32 by 32, which is pretty big, right? We can have a nice big hit area of 32, so that's the size it's going to be around here, nice and big. And we're going to group it, and in there we're going to create another one, and this time we're going to bring this down to, let's see what happens if I go down to 24. I'll just change that to, let's say, white, for example, and then I'm going to center align both. Okay, there we go. So by default, the default style is going to be gray 300, and we are also going to introduce some shadows. Let me just get rid of that. So I'm going to say inner shadow, and we're going a bit of skeuomorphism. Why not be a bit different? Because there's a lot of clean to-do lists out there, so you can go with the clean route or have a play with shadows. And here I'm going to say drop shadow. There you go. Right, it's a very quick and simple. And so now just going to label that to radio, and then right next to that we are going to have a text item or list item. So very first thing is sleep early. And what time? Let's say the time that I try to go to bed early is 10:30. Let's do this time instead. So sleep early, and I'm going to select both, Shift A, auto layout. The gap between is 16. We vertically align it from the left. And when I say emoji, we can, just as an example, this emoji pack by Packer in the Figma community. Something nice about having emojis other than text, it gives you that nice visual rather than read. So here I'm saying let's go to sleep at 10:30, and in this frame I'm going to paste it in. We're going to make this way smaller to 32. So now we got that nice emoji, and we got that radio, we have the text item. We're going to call this, we just call it list item. Okay, so is there anything else we want in this? So I'm going to make this field container, and at the moment there is no width, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to go up to 375 width, just pretending that this might be on a phone one day. And we are also going to give it a fill, and it's going to be the lightest gray. And then what we're going to also do is have a spacing on the left and the right, let's say 16. Okay, and also we are going to have a line, So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to group these. Then I'm just going to create a line, and that is going to be 375. And then here I'm going to say stack, and this line I then want that to be underneath, and now we want everything to hug contents. So now we've got a list item. However, we actually want that to go the full width, fill the container. Okay, so that's not really working as I intended it to be. So what do I mean by that? So here, if I get rid of the spacing on the left and the right, and then what I want to do is also put a padding on the top of 16. Let's actually make that the darkest grey rather than solid black. Also the same for that one. That line, we're going to make it a lot lighter, grey 300. Okay. Now, this group here, we're going to turn that into an auto layout. Let's see. Yeah. Then I'm going to vertically line it from the left. And then we can have a spacing of 16 and 16. So now we've got our nice list item. And I think, so we got our emoji in there as an example, because we can have different ones or not have one. We're now going to convert this into components, so Option Command K. So now we have a nice component, and we're just going to create a new page design system. What we're going to do is we're going to bring that over so you can have a nice area for list items. And another thing to do as well is we can very quickly create our font text styles. So text base, and then I'm going to turn that into an auto layout. Spacing between is, let's say, 16. Okay, so we got base, we got small, medium, we got large, and then we got extra large. And now what we're going to do is we're going to say 14, small is going to be 16, and this will be helpful when we end up doing the landing page and possibly other components. So 24, I'm going to go up to 40, and then 48 pixels. Got to change the names. Large, extra large. It's got to be more, 56. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're just going to create, if I just get the name, and then I then go to textile, add. So now we're creating textiles for each of these, and I'm just pasting the name over. It's quick and easy. Base, and go here. So we're actually creating a design system first. Why not? We did it with the logo. We're now doing it with the list item and textiles. Because usually I've done it the other way, but oops, I'm doing it totally wrong. Must be losing my focus here. So that's text base. We're now going to text small. And then we're now going to extra small. Okay. So now we have 6 text styles, and we also have our list item. I might as well do colors. So the colors that I'm going to use, let's just see. So we're actually going to have about 7 items. Why don't I make these a lot smaller? They don't need to be that big. Okay. So we need 7 colors. Going to Shift A, spacing between around 8. Now we're doing our color system. What we're going to do is we're going to go rows 5. This one we are then going to go. We are then going to go orange. Again, we're staying on the 5 scale. Then we're going to go yellow. And then we're going to go green. And then we are going to go green and then blue. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh. And then we go blue, and then we go purple. Again, this is Tailwind CSS, which is really a really great resource to use because you don't have to think too much about color. They've already gone through that hard step of finding color. Okay, so those are going to be our. We've got a light gray, and then we've got the dark gray. Okay, so that is going to be our color styles. So I'm just going to go ahead and create those. Oop. So now we've got our text styles, our color styles, and that is pretty cool. So we built a really small system here. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to label these frames. So text styles, and then colors. We are then going to unlock variants. So we'll bring the colors up there. So unlock variants, and so that's default. We're going to have one that is active, and we're also going to have one which is done, active, done. When it's active, there's actually going to be a timer. So just as an example, this one here is actually going to have a tick. So let's see. So I'm just going to the handy Tailwind CSS. I'm going to use the tick icon, and in here I'm going to go in, paste, oop, and it won't let me paste. So I wonder why it won't let me paste. So I'll bring that in. There we go. Delete that. And then let's see if I can center align them. Okay, perfect. So we have done, we have active. And what does active mean? So again, this is not perfect, right? But active, there's actually going to be a timer. So we want to slightly change the way this looks. So the timer, the way we're going to do it is we are going to hide that one. And this one, there will no longer be. Let's see, can we actually do this? If I zoom right in, not sure if I can now actually. Yeah, so there's going to be a timer. And the reason why I think a timer would be good is because you have to unlock, you have to do one and then it will unlock the other one, and then it will then unlock the next one. So there's a bit of gamification in there. And I think it's smart in that if you're going to bed at 10:30 and then let's say you wake up at 6:30, as long as you tap it, it will then start the timer. And then this one, just as an example, I'm doing it now. So learning, so it's 30 minutes of learning. And this has basically been my best three things that I've done in order to pump out 6 projects, one project a week, which is a logo, a website, a design system, and all the bits in between. So this habit, it starts from the night before, really. You go to bed early, and this is all common sense, right? But sleep early, wake up early, your body clock seems to adjust to that if you do this daily. And then the first thing you do is you learn. You do some learning, and then after that there's some other really good habits that will be unlocked. So again, I don't know why we can't take that off, that shadow, and I'm assuming it's because of this one. So for now I think we'll leave it in. So now we go back to the app, dark mode. Okay, so this is interesting, right? So we go back to the design system. We are now going to do a dark mode. So if I go to add a new property, we can then say dark. See if this works, right? And then we add. So now we are then going to make this dark, and we are also going to make this the darkest gray, and the text is actually going to be gray 200. And that is that. But then the other one we need to do is change the line. So we are then going to say gray 400. And we'll see how that looks when it starts stacking up. So we got a dark one, and we actually have to do all of these 3. So I'm going to add another one, and I'm just going to copy that over here. And same thing again, I need to go to the fill, darkest gray, and here I need to then make that gray 200. Rather than make that, let's make that a lighter gray. Alright, let's just stick to that, just to keep it simple. And this one is going to be dark, but it is also going to be active. So I might have labeled that wrong actually. Default and default dark. Can we name that default as well? Oh, we can. Okay. And then the last one is the one with the tick. So that one is done. And probably need to fill that. And we didn't need to make that second 100 gray to 100. And I didn't put this in the system. There's always one. And then forgot to change the line to gray 400. Do the same for this one. We'll change the line to gray 400. Where are you, gray 400? There you are. And so that is, this one is going to be done. So we're just going to copy the tick over. There we are. So we have our dark mode and our light mode, and it might not be done 100% correct. I'm pretty sure it hasn't, but we're going to test it out. So we go back to the app. We then go to the assets and we just drag this item over. We are then just going to copy. We are then going to Shift A. There's no spacing between. So now you can see it nicely stacks up. Go back to layers, and I'm going to do 7, for example. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How nice is that? And again, we got the schedule. So wake up. If I delete this one, interesting. So I deleted that. So what that means is we have to make the whole thing fill, but we want it to be from the left. Okay, so that's interesting. So if I actually go back to design system, go back to this one, we want it, let's see, so we want that to fill, and we want it to be from the left. We want that to fill, we want it to be from the left. I'm not sure if that's going to work, but then if we go back to app, if I delete this one, hopefully it's not going to, okay, well, I probably missed something. Fill container, you might not want, you can find the emoji. I'm not having an emoji on every single one, just to save time. Well, you can imagine, that seems to work fine. Wonder why. Maybe it's the way I'm deleting it. Okay, nice. And then I'm just going to change the colors. So you got the default one. I'm just giving an example of all the ones. So you have to have an active one. So let's say that we've actually done this one. Well, actually, let's just get all the colors in just to give an example. So I'm gonna then, it doesn't let you do it that way. Okay, so let's go all the way in to the eclipse, go to this one here, and I am going to start with purple. This is going to give it some color. Why not? Right, we're going from, we're going from night all the way through the day until tonight again. So going across that spectrum of colors. And again, I'm going to go in and we're going to start getting up. So we're then going to go pink, and then we're going to go Okay, and then we're going to go orange, which was red, orange. Oh, it's not used to using these. Red, orange, yellow, and then green, wherever the green is. See, I'm not used to using that. I'm so used to using. And then finally, the very last one is going to be blue. Just to reveal what I do, sleep early, wake up early, and then 30 minutes of learning, 30 minutes of doing, right? So like what we're doing right now, and then share. So put it on your social networks, respond to feedback. This is very important. And then the last one is a bonus, which is make a video. Or nowadays with Clubhouse, you got audio or bunch of stuff. So that is basically that, right? And then what we can do as well, we are going to make it look like an app. So you could get away with that, right? So what we're going to do is very quickly Command G to put that into a group, and then we're going to do Shift A. We're going to put a spacing of 24, and we're also going to fill that with white, 50%. You can see that, really nice, really quick, and we're going to then give them a nice border radius of 24. Oh, that didn't work. Wonder why that did not work. Oh, I've had this before actually. So here I'm going to say border radius 24, but for some reason I think I have to Command G, and let's see if this will work. 24. No, that didn't work either. If I do Shift A and then 24, and it still doesn't work. Wowzers. Wonder why. I'm pretty sure. No, it doesn't want to work today. No matter how many items I do it in. Interesting. Well, you can't win them all, can you? So if I put that in a frame, which I think I did do. No. Interesting. Okay. So you can't win them all, can you? The only other way is going here and then saying top one is 40. That's too much actually. I'm going to say 16. Is that right? 16? Okay. This one we're going to go in and we're going to also say 16. And we're going to say 16. Now the downside is you can see that last border, we don't want that. So we're just going to go to the last item. And if I hide it, yeah, it makes it messes up the height. So I'm just going to say fixed height for now. Hide it. Ew, still messes up. That is not great, is it? Fixed height. But it's refusing to obey. And that might be because it's not. Okay. So kind of winged that bit, but anyway. So here we got our nice app. You can imagine it dangling off on the top right with all your utility apps. One of the utility apps I use a lot is Divi, for example. But I can see this being something I'd love to use to track your habits. So the last thing we can do as well is we can put this on a nice background. So if I hit the frame key and do 1920 by 1080, and we're going to make that a dark background. So I'm just going to grab a graphic that I made earlier. Okay, so here's one I made earlier, and this is using the tick that we made from the logo, just using a very simple gradient, and then we're just going to copy that over into this frame. You can see we got that really nice effect, and then some finishing touches, of course, is the glass morphism, as you're expecting, as an example, right? You don't have to, but we're going to put a very nice simple effect. It's going to be on the background. We're going to say 16. We don't want it to blur too much. You can see that really nice effect. So that is pretty cool. And then lastly, but not least, is the dark mode. So if I just copy that, let's see if this works, right? So I think this is probably going to not work, but if we go default, oh nice, okay, it does work. And default, it keeps the colors. The only issue there is I just have to sort out the filling. Wow, interesting, did work fine. And then here I'm just gonna go in, and I want this to fill container. We got a nice dark version. That is pretty sweet. Now there's things about colors. You don't want the colors to be too vibrant for these colors, but I'm going to leave it for now because it's going to definitely take up a lot more time. And I think this is just a good enough demonstration. And then we want to also make that dark gray. And we're going to say 50%. So I think as well, those dark colors lines are too bright. So we're just going to go back to the design system and let's see if this works. We're then going to change that to 700. Let's see if that worked. Nice. Yes, it did. So you can see that worked pretty nice. So yeah, really, you've got dark mode, and depending on the screen, we can make that, let's say we made that feel white. So now you can definitely see the differences. And I think that is pretty cool. So I do hope you enjoyed this video. And in the next video, we're going to be doing something completely new, which I'm pretty excited to share with you. It's going to be a really nice landing page, and it's quite a trendy one that I think is something that I love, and hopefully you'll tune in for that. I'm hoping to have it up on the weekend. So if you do like the content and you do like the channel, please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, let me know how you're getting on. Follow me on Instagram and share your work on there. You can find me there. It's ROYQUILOR, or just find the links in the description. Follow me. We can share work, feedback. This is how we should do it. We should just team up and push each other and grow. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video. Cheers, bye.